Hare Krishna. My sincere apologies for my previous presentation. I know some of you aren't coping so well with the information and wisdom that I shared last time. I apologize to anyone who immediately removed all of the chocolate from their house, threw it in the trash. You know, it was just poking fun at a particular cultural abnormality, you know, talking about it in an excessive or absurd way, you know, in a humorous way. But I want to address something at a much larger scale, the scale of the entire society of devotees. You know, there's lots of smaller issues, you know, devotees not chanting their 64 rounds before Mangalarti, devotees making satirical videos when they should be chanting their japa, devotees drinking beer on Ekadashi, but that's not what this presentation is going to be about. I really feel like the real serious issue facing us, all of us Prabhus, and how important is it to wear a dhoti? Who is going to address this dancing white elephant in the room? You know, there's a couple of people, you know, have mentioned this kind of thing in passing. There's that guy Chana Milkshake, well, whatever his name is. I think he mentioned it a couple of once or twice, you know, indirectly. Most devotees know that, you know, in their hearts at least, that wearing pants is Maya. But what most sincere devotees don't realize is that wearing a dhoti is Maya to the power of Maya. We have to get back to the traditional Vaishnava dress of Kopins if Iskcon is to survive into the next generation. The issue is not should I wear pants or should I wear a dhoti. The real issue is should I wear Kopins. Why were Kopins the chosen dress of the Goswamis? Srinivasacharya has written in his famous Sad Goswami Astakam, Kaupina Kanta Srita Vande Rupasana. The 6 Goswamis, to save the conditioned souls, they accepted Kopins. Now, if we're going to take this Western preaching seriously, we have to follow in the footsteps of the 6 Goswamis. You know, for me, it only became very apparent how much of an issue this is in Iskcon when, you know, I went to the temple and I tried to lead a kirtan, and they told me, you know, you have to be wearing a dhoti to lead the Arti Kirtan. If I had a gulab for every time I've been asked to put on a dhoti to lead a kirtan, I'd have diabetes by now. Some devotees like to preach the glories of the dhoti, you know, saying how it's so much superior to Western pants. You know, just for instance, if you look over there, there's like a big body of water. So if you were to try to walk through that in your Western pants, they just get wet. But with a dhoti, you can actually lift up the material. The dhoti doesn't get wet, so that is an obvious advantage of the dhoti. But if you look at Kopins, that's just not an issue at all. Look, I know I'm the only one who's talking about these kinds of things, but they need to be heard. You know, just to understand the power of Kopins, when I was out distributing books in the traditional dress of the Goswamis, it had such a profound effect on the public. You know, they're raising their arms in the air and shouting. That they were ecstatic. I really don't want to spend all of my japa time on this. You know, it's said that if we can laugh together, we can live together. But only if we're all wearing Kopins. I mean, have you seen how much space a dhoti takes up on a washing line? Most of it. You know, if you've got a family of 8 and they're all wearing dhotis, you know, where are you going to hang all that shit? How much time is spent ironing dhotis? You could chant 64 rounds. I mean, the whole idea of ironing your clothes flat to put them on your round body, it just doesn't make any sense at all. Logically, kaupins are the better option. Basically what I'm saying, it's really just a question of, you know, sincere devotees removing any item of clothing in their wardrobe that starts with the letter D, and especially DH, the D sound. I'm probably not the best person to be talking about chanting 64 rounds. The last time my japa beads broke and I had to restring them, when I was sitting there putting all the beads back on, I was considering leaving a few off so I could save a bit of time in the morning. Watering down the philosophy is a grave topic, and from the point of view of the four Kumaras, you know, kaupins really are a concession. To go forward, we really need to go back, you know, but not too far back, you know, not as far back as the four Kumaras, because, you know, that's just fanaticism.